I pull up, roll the window down it. I pull up, roll the window down it. Yeah, I pull up, roll the window down it.
Baby, you don't know what you do to me. Between me and you, I feel a chemistry. I won't let no one come and take your place. Cause the love you give, you can't
Hi, hotties, kettles, tea stirs. You're here for hot tea. All commentary is alleged, and in my opinion, this is for entertainment purposes only.
Bitches, I'm having a blast. Said that I went on a crusade to talk about her being a bad friend, which I never did. I want y'all to find the footage where I did. I want y'all to find the footage where I did. I want y'all to find the footage where I did. I want y'all to find the footage where I did. Now, after she made that comment on Carlos King's nightcap, I did say, now you showed me that you're a bad friend.
The whole hacking thing with Melody and Martell work.
I don't know how it works. I don't do that. That's legal. I don't know nothing about that. All I know is if you call him, that her voicemail came up. So
is that really true? That's the thing.
Ask Sheree.
Wait, did she call him and her and Melody?
I was that call that I was telling. I don't even know if the times are accurate. And I said this, but I was leaving her house driving back to Huntsville. So it was like checking on me to get back home. I was leaving her house. So before I was supposed to go to the polo match with them, and I missed it because I had the times messed up. I was there in Atlanta rehearsing for my play that I was in, Lipstick Monologues. And so I missed the polo match, and he was like, just come over to Sheray's house. And we were over playing cards, having a good time. And I brought my niece with me because I knew I was going to drive back. And so she was hanging out with us, and we, playing spades and doing what.
How is this
explosion? You and Melody, you fell out because Melody overheard you having a conversation with Tisha.
Is that really why we fell out?
I too would feel a certain way if my friend was talking to someone that I was having issues with. Could you not see that?
Absolutely. I'm not blind, and I never want to be, so, oh, well, she, whatever. But yeah, I can absolutely see that. That's why I made it a point to take time to sit down with her and talk to her and see how she felt and, tell her what I said and what the discussion was. And we got to an amicable place about it because it wasn't that heavy at the time. It wasn't heavy until the camera started rolling again. We both know where our bodies are buried. I just choose because how I move as a friend is to never tell her. Right. So at the end of the day, I love her and I wish her the best.
Now we see another addition to the show, Stormy.
But in terms of
people throwing me under the bus and trying to make it seem like I'm sleeping with somebody's ex-husband and somebody's current friend, man, whatever they are, I don't like that. That is again another character damaging statement. You can't just live that out there and just leave it.
Where do you think that came from?
Well, I mean, she said she had receipts, and that was, omitted. She was like, I got the receipts to show it. Receipts, I say receipts. But I was like, well, what you mean when you hate this law? Because how would you have receipts? How would you have that?
I'm still trying to figure out how am I calling Martell and then somebody else's voicemail pick? That is so weird to me. I'm stuck. Okay.
And another thing that was omitted was her and Marcel got into it because he was like, well, how did you even know it? And she said, well, somebody called and the number I called back and I asked, who did you intend to call and what number was it? And he was like, that sounds like.
So I, as a viewer, root for that. I need just a couple of questions I got to ask. Is there hope? And what was said in the hotel room? Please tell me what was said in the hotel room.
Listen, everybody want to know that, even me. So I would say this: the relationship that Melody and I developed and was real. It was real. It was real. It was a lot. We experienced a lot of trauma together. We did a lot of healing together. The problem that I have with I don't know how to answer that question is because in friendship you go through opposition, right? How you move as a friend in opposition determines how you go forward after that. And how she's been moving to me is not that of a friend. And that's just where I'm at right now. Before I would have been like, Jesus Christ himself gonna have to come down here and fix this and be like, hey, let's get this good. But this is where I'm at now.
So were you and Letitia, because I got to make it plain for the people that's gonna watch this. Were you and Letitia, what were y'all saying about this woman in the room at the hotel? Because I felt like we needed a camera there.
Listen, Love Marriages, people talk about scripted reality shows. This ain't one of them. Okay, I still go on. So real talk, and I know people like when you say real talk, probably don't trust you, but in real life, what happened was I was getting dressed because everybody was leaving that day except for the Scotts. They stayed an additional couple of days because it was Marcel's birthday. So Tisha was like, I'm coming to your room. So I'm literally running back and forth in the bathroom, folding clothes, putting stuff in my suitcase. And we were just talking about the reunion. Literally, we were recapping the reunion and then parts that I didn't see. So like one of the things teacher said was, oh, I really hated that part where they asked Martell the question and he wouldn't answer it. And when she explained to me what it was, I was like, oh no, you know, that's terrible. So that we talked about, and then we talked about her not knowing that me and Melody had not spoken to each other. And so let me be very clear. People keep saying, oh, Destiny's needy. She needed to talk to Melody. They texted, da, 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 da. A text message is not the same as talking. I don't care what century you were born in. Talking to your friend on the phone regularly, or even not even regularly, like maybe once a week or every 2 weeks, was something that we did. So for me to go from calling and making sure she's good and not getting a response until a week, and then saying again, hey, I texted you a week ago, what's up? You good? You alive? You disconnected from the world, was my exact text message to say, hey, if you are, just let me know you're good. And then to get a text message back, you know, let's hang out, and I was out of town. But after that, from the inception, from the ending of filming to the stage, I had not spoken to her on the phone. So we only text. So that's different. So for me, I'm like, I don't know where we are. I don't know if we're good or not, because I hadn't talked to my girl. Like, we text off and on. I may text, she may respond, whatever the case may be. So people with these, oh, she had receipts, that didn't even equate to what I was talking about. So getting back to what Tisha was like, I didn't even know y'all, because Tisha and I talk. And I didn't tell her, hey, I didn't talk to Melly. I don't know what's going on with her. You know, I didn't have that conversation with her, so she was shocked by it on the stage. And so she was like, I didn't know y'all haven't been talking to each other. And I was like, yeah, you know, it is what it is. You know, after so many times of reaching out, you just can't lose no sleep. That's what I said.
Okay.
And the other part to that was when she was telling me about the Martell situation, and I said this to Martell and they edited it out, or maybe it'll come out, I don't know. And I was like, well, I did say that, you know, Martell is a little jealous because Melody's, you know, continuing on without him. And he always wanted that to be the family. And that's when she knocked on the door.
Gotcha.
So
And the interaction at the hotel, did it feel hostile to you, or did it feel?
Well, it was Melody. It was y'all too loud. Y'all coming in here with the what did she say? We can hear you outside the door. Oh, we can hear you in the hallway. Whatever she said. And I'm like, okay, girl, what you want me to repeat it? Like, this is our conversation. And I was like, whatever. And so she was coming to the room to give me her new number. Now this is crazy because she's like, oh, you know, we've been communicating with each other, but I didn't even have your number. So when you brought your receipts, why didn't you tell people that you came to the hotel room and give me a number? Because I didn't have it. So this is my thing. If it was such a bad conversation or you felt slighted, why would you give me your number in that moment? She could have just knocked on the door and said what she said and walked on. She gave me her new number. And then my landscaper, it was like 5 minutes later, she walked away and, you know, pulling a little bag. Like I said, these walls are real thin. And I'm like, whatever, girl. And so she left. And my landscaper texted me immediately after, like 5 minutes after that. And was like, hey, I have Mel's number, but I need to reach out to her. Can you have her call me? So I said, random. Jimmy just called me to ask me for your number for, you know, I guess congrats, whatever he was doing. And she was like, oh, I just talked to him. I don't know why you don't have it. I said, I don't know. And anyway, so she's like, okay, I'll call him. And then she texted back and said, it's a lot of random things happening today. So I responded back and was like, all love, or something I said. And she was like, yeah, I'm good. So I called, like, what's up? Because at this point, I'm getting ready to get in the car to leave.
Yeah.
And she didn't answer. And then she texted back and she was like, LOL or something. And I said, we were just recapping the reunion. And she said, LOL or something. We'll talk. And I called again, I think. And then she said, we'll talk when we get back to Huntsville. And we went to brunch like a couple weeks later and sat down and talked about everything. She's like, oh, that's what I heard. And her specific words to me were, I can't believe that I was talking about you. Like, it wasn't like that. And she said, I didn't think you were talking shit about me. Exact words. It was who you were talking to. And in the moment, I was like, now that I've processed it, but in the moment, I'm like, girl, you know, it wasn't like, I didn't know you ain't, I didn't know y'all were enemies. Like, I didn't know.
Destiny recently had a war of words on social media where you revealed that you gave Destiny money in her time of need. Can you talk to us about that?
If you notice, I hadn't said anything about how I'd helped her until I had to defend myself because she made a post on social media, you know, and called me a liar and a master manipulator. And I'm like, rewind. Let me remind you of how I've actually been a great friend, right? I'm this kind of friend, Carlos. You don't have to ask me for anything. If I see there's a need, I'm going to do all I can to help you. So, for example, if I come to your house and there's a utility notice on your door, that's all, and that's enough for me.
Was there a notice on her door?
There was.
How much did you send her?
Total, probably close to around about 5,000-6,000.
Yeah. I pay you that much on this show?
Was that, you know, I was saying, you know, because when you file bankruptcy, you're not just bouncing back and doing things like I just said. So when, you know, when said friend, you know, car kept breaking down, I was the one that was picking her up, you know, and it was a bonding thing for us too, because we both had, you know, small children. Our children are young. Her youngest and mine are 6 months apart. 5 to 6 months apart. So, you know, when her car would break down and I would have to pick her up, I had errands that I needed to finish, and so did she. So we did it together. I talked about that at the reunion. I also talked about when it completely broke down and I had to be the one to use my credit to rent cars because she couldn't. Because you can't when you have bankruptcy and you don't have a credit card. And also when you owe them because you didn't return cars, like, or whatever the case may be. So, I mean, people are like, oh, you shouldn't tell stuff. I mean, the real is the real. This is what happened.
Yeah, I pull up, roll the window down it. I pull up, roll the window down it. Yeah, I pull up, roll the window down it.